So last session, like I have explained you about like scripting. So where you can use and what type of scriptings are there, like client side, server side, right? So today I would be starting from client scripts and how we can use it in ServiceNow and for what purpose we can use this client script. So we can start this session. So let's start. What is a client script? So what client scripts does is like it manages the behavior of forms, fields, and list in real time. It's like whenever any user is working on the form and some person has to do some updation of field or changing any value so that something happens on your form, or it's like you can make fields mandatory, or you can fetch any value for setting into another field value, and you can modify choice list option, and you can do various activities like you can display alert for particular form, and you can send some error message, or you can prevent the form submission also in client script if any condition is fulfilled. Suppose caller is empty, you can display an alert like please fill your caller, that is mandatory. And if you see, client script will execute on client side like web browser. It generally works whenever your form is loading and when the form is completely loaded. So those things will work when the form is completely loaded in your browser. Right. So at that point of time, like you can display your alert and you can modify different sections or fields which has to be read only, mandatory, and many more things you can do using client script, because you can write the script not just to make a field mandatory read only. You can throw some display message or error message in this client script as well. And you can see like a well-designed client script can reduce the amount of time it takes user to complete a form. So this is the good thing, like as part of client script, whenever any execution is required for certain things to execute as part of any of the field in the form which is displaying. All right. So this will generally manage the behavior of forms, fields, and list in real time, like how these points are mentioned. Like, okay, so we can hide fields, display alert, manage or prohibit list editing, hide show form sections, modify choice list options, set one field in response to another. So this will comes in types of client script. I will tell you further how we can use these all things. So you are clear about what is client script?
Yep.
Okay. So now let's see client script execution, how we can execute our client script. Suppose this is a configuration form for our client script. You can see there is a name field, table, UI type, and type we are having on submit. And here there is a application active inherited global. And this is our description message script. So now what name terms is like you will define and you will provide particular client script a name, like for what purpose this client script is created. So like you can see close mandatory on close or resolve. So they have mentioned they have to do fields mandatory when incident is closed. So such kind of name you have to provide to your client script so that other people can understand for what purpose this client script is written for. And this is the application global, which will be read only always. Whenever you will create any client script, this will be read only, and application will be set to global, because you would be working mostly on global applications. And now here comes the table part. So table, you can define like incident, problem, change, or any other table in ServiceNow, whichever table you are performing this client script to be written. So this will specify for what table this client script will be executed. And active will be marked as checked. So this denotes like this client script will be executing always whenever those client script condition is fulfilling. And this is the UI type. So there will be like three options here. There would be desktop, and another would be service portal, and another would be all. So generally, most of the like client script will be written for UI type as all, because incident incident and requested item will be mostly raised as part of service portal side. So mostly UI type you will be selecting as all, so that this client script will execute whether in desktop UI, whether you are in mobile or service portal UI. So this client script will be executed at both places. So there is an inherited option. So suppose like if there would be any client script which you have to inherit to use with this particular client script, so you can inherit your client script whichever you want to inherit. Generally, this inherited feature will not be used most of the time. There would be very rare case you will be utilizing this feature. I have never utilized in my terms this inherited feature. Okay, and this is the type. So we are having like some types of client script like on load, on change, on submit. So this is the type where you can set on what place this client script will be executed, like when the form is loaded, when the form field value is changed, or when the form is submitted. All right. So this type you can define here, and based on this type, you will get your function generated automatically. You just have to write your code, what you want to execute as part of this client script. So based on this type, those function will get changed. All right. And this global is set to global. This will be done always because this client script will be executing on global side. All right, and this is the description. So description you can define like for what purpose your client script is for. Like you can define, you can write in detail what your client script exactly does here. All right, and you can define the message for this client script here. This is like a wide line text. You can define, you can provide more information as part of client script. And then there is a part like script, so where you want to execute whatever things, like you have to suppose do fields mandatory, or you have to fetch some value from some field at the time of submission. Mostly people will check whether the field is empty or filled. Generally they will check on submission whether your assigned to field is not empty. So at that point of time you can just throw an error while the form submits, like in case of on submit client script. All right, so this is the place where you can write your scripts. All right,
Yep.
so you're clear on this part, like how we can execute our client script.
Yep.
All right, so let's move to another slide. So now here comes like you can see there is some onload client script example also. So like I have already mentioned on previous slide itself for what type is used for. So I have mentioned like onload, on change, or on submit. So there can be any type of client script where a certain client script will be executed. Last slide I have shown it was on submit, and this slide you can see this is on load, and below slide you can see there is a on change client script. So on change client script will work on particular field. So you can see as soon as type is clicked on change, you have to define which field name will get changed. Suppose like when the caller is changing, at that point of time you have to execute your client script. So you can define your field name in under when you are selecting type as on change. So you can define that a field on field value you have to make client script to be executed. All right, and you can define the view as well on which view this client script will be executed. So there this place you can define the view. All right, so there would be like service portal view or default view, so you can define it. Generally this will be standard, so like this should be working for all the views. So this is just an example, like you can write client script on a specific view of the form as well. All right.
Yeah.
So let's move and see what is client script trigger order. So we can use the order field when multiple client script for same table has been written, or conflicting logic is there. So our client script will be executed from lowest to highest. So suppose there is order as 100, then there would be another client, same client script where we can define our order as 200. So those order will be executed that way. Like if suppose we have defined two client script, one with 100 order, one with 200 order. So first the client script will be executed will be of order 100. So you can see executes in order from lowest to highest. So both the client script will execute, but step by step it will be executed. All right.
Yeah.
So this order is also important because there could be multiple client script will be written on same form executing on same executions. All right. So you can define order. You need not to worry like you have to execute two things for the same form and the same type of client script is conflicting. So you can just define your order and you can move ahead and your requirement will be working.
Yeah.
All right. So now I will move to like a client script type. So there are like multiple types of client script. If I
Four.
tell you, yeah. So I will tell you all of them. So you can see we are having onload client script, then we will be having on submit, and then we would be having on change client script. And there is one more on cell edit. So on cell edit is very less used. So I will tell you that as well, how you can use, although we can use it. So now there is a client script type onload. So when this onload client script will be executed. So those client script will be executed when a form is loading or before control is given to the user. So our client script onload client script will be executed only when our form is completely loaded. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see this person has entered some detail. This is suppose the list view of some record. And in this view, you can see the person is loading the form. And after the form is completely loaded, you can see this alert is displayed. So this alert is displayed when the form is completely loaded. It's not like that your form is loading and then your client script will get executed. It's not that way. So this form has to be loaded completely. Then only your client script will be executed on load client script. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see this pictorial representation, which clearly defines how this client script is loaded. All right.
Yep.
So let's move and see what is there on load. So client script type on load, we can see, we can select a type on load and we can see our template is loaded function on load and some you can see like you can define some lines of code here and then this script will be executed on onload side. So those onload function will get automatically populated as soon as you have selected on type field. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see we have on submit client script. So on submit client script, you can see when it is executed, like script will run when a form is saved, updated or submitted. All right. So it is typically used for field validation. Like I mentioned you, like suppose people are submitting the form and some value is empty, which is required to be filled when we are submitting our record, right? So at that point of time, we can use on submit client script and we can use certain validations or whatever you want to execute, or you have to like invalidate your form. So you can use this on submit client script. You can see when user is saving the record, updating or submitting a record. At that point of time, your submit client script will get executed. Like you can see the CIO is notified that all P1 incident. Are you sure you want to submit this P1? We will click on all. Then this record will be returned to the database and control is returned to the user. So this will be executing when you have as soon as you saves, submits or updates a record. All right.
Yeah.
So let's see what is like on submit. We can select. You can see we can select on submit as client script type here. You can see all four types of client script are displaying here. So you can select on submit. And while you have clicked on submit, you can see auto template is generated for on submit function, right? And we have no arguments with this on submit or on load client script. But for other type of client script, there will be there some arguments which needs to be passed, or you can use it. And on submit, you can just define your lines of code here, what you want to do as part of form submission. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's move. And now you can see we have on change client script here. So on change client script. So this script will run when a particular field value changes. All right. So it is typically used to respond to values of interest or modify one field value in response to another. So what happens here is like on change will be written on some particular field value change. So suppose you will click on type on change and then you have to define the field, which field change you have to execute this on change client script. Suppose I have to use our on change client script for the state. If state of any record is changing, like in progress or complete or pending or closed, at that point of time we have to execute our on change client script. So at that point of time we can utilize client script with on change type. All right. So you
Mm-hmm.
can see when user is modifying a field value, at that point of time only we can see our on change client script will get executed. And after that you will see your form will be submitted. But on change client script will execute instantly when you will modify the particular field value which you have selected for on change client script. All right.
Yeah.
So I will show you how this will view when you will create certain client script. So you can see you can select on change client script type here, and you have to define your field name, which field name value change you have to execute your client script. So they have selected configuration item here. So on change of configuration item field, only they will execute this client script. And you can see on change function template is automatically inserted, and there are 5 arguments passed to it. You can see control, old value, new value, is loading, is template. So this control, old value, new value, is loading, is template can be utilized under this client type of client script. Like suppose you want to fetch old value or new value, so you can directly use this old value, new value, and you can get the value. Suppose old value will represent the value which was previously entered in configuration item field. And as soon as you will change this field value, so new value will be the new value which you have selected, and old value will be the previous value of this particular field in the form. All right.
Yeah.
So this way you can utilize all those 5 arguments. So those control argument you can control the form, and you can make the changes, UI changes. Basically, you can set the color of certain field. You can use the control arguments. And old value argument you can fetch the previous value. New value argument you can fetch the current new value. Is loading, you can check on change client script can also be worked while the load of the form. This is loading argument is there. You can see we are returning it this way. So you will return it, it returns some value. So this will be executing on load as well if you want.
Mm-hmm.
And is template would be like checking if there is certain template which is used in this client in this current form. So it will check whether the current form is having any template or not. So you can check whether it is having certain templates, whether you have to execute same functionality on template as well. So you can use this is template feature, and then you can see and apply certain logic on your template as well. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we can see there is on change. There is some more thing called field value change when a form load. So you can see the on change template if a statement about script execution if field value changes due to a form load or new value has no value. So you can, these are the just scenario like which you can fulfill on change client script. So you can see they are displaying a lot of things. They have just adding a message for what is the control of this form and what is the old value and what is the new value. You can see we are having a different sysID because this configuration item field on change field value was selected. That's why you are getting this sysID for that. All right, and is loading is false, so this will return false most of the time because we are not returning anything. All right, so we can return something on load as well on this particular form. And you can see is template is returning as false. Why? Because there is no template applied to particular table which we are referring right now on our configurations. All right.
Template here.
What to ask?
What is template here?
Template is like suppose when you open any incident form, so there we are having options like there would be there might be a case where already some existing template would be there, like pre-filled values. Like if you have template where short description and the title is already populated, you have to just click on template and those value will be pre-filled.
Yep.
You got it? Hello?
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Or I can show you this. It's better to show how it will look. Okay, let me open incident form. So let me open any record here. So now we are having our form loaded. Let it completely load. So you can see there is a toggle template bar, right? You can see.
Yeah.
So let me click on this. So you can see there are existing templates already there for this incident, and you can create based on those template. You can create your incident. So suppose there is a major incident template and there is an incident call type. So let me click on new. So you will get to know exactly how it works. So right now you will see I didn't fill any value. Now this person can utilize those templates. Incident call type, major incident. Those will contain pre-filled values. If suppose let me click on incident call type. So here you can see incident call type template is applied, and you can see we have a channel as pre-filled impact urgency, and we don't have much field populated as part of this. Let me click on major incident now. You can see as I clicked on major incident, this priority is changed to P1, impact 1, urgency 1, and priority is changed to 1. All right. So you can see short description is also populated as part of this major incident template. So this way you can ask your client script to check while using template as well. All right.
Yep.
You can use the condition there, like whether it is having any templates or not. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it was returning false, and you can check if it is returning true. You can define whatever you want to execute. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is another type of client script that is on cell edit. So on cell edit, how it works, you will see those are the incident records you can see, and we can see we are having a state value changing here. So we can run our script whenever state is changed on those on cell edit, whenever certain state is changed. Okay, you can alert something here, or you can restrict user to update these values. So you can do both the things here, and this client script will execute on list layout only. All right.
Yeah.
So this is just like on change client script only. That will be executed on form side, and this will be executed on list side.
Yep.
But this is very less used generally. So this is not used most of the time. So how you can create on cell edit? So you can select on cell edit, and you can select like what field value change I have to execute our on cell edit client script. And if you will see, as soon as I have selected on cell edit, those function will get added here, like sysid, stable, old values, new value, callback. So those are the argument which is added by default in on cell edit function. So this way you can like alert lot of things, like we can alert new value, old value, like I have mentioned on our client script. So you can execute those on cell edit as well. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what data you can see in a client script? So we can use ServiceNow predefined client-side classes and methods to control how the platform looks and behave in a web browser. So it will just enhance the end user experience. So the class which they are asking, like client side class and method, would be like G underscore form. So that is called as glide form, and glide user, G underscore user, we can utilize in our client script APIs. And G underscore scratchpad will be used as part of display business rule, which I will be explaining when we will be using our business rules. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So initially I will show example mostly as part of this G and S glide form and glide user when I will be giving some demo as part of client side scripting. All right.
Yeah.
So let's move further. So you can see G underscore form object in a client script, how we can utilize it. So you can see here they are using the message thing. They are customizing the form and managing form fields and their data. So you can see this is an info message created with this method g underscore form dot add info message method. And this is an error message created with g underscore form dot add error message. So those are the like class, and those are the methods which is used g form dot add info message, g form dot add error message. And this will be like a g form dot show field message method. So this way you can display your form, and this form will look really good, because those certain methods, certain messages will be coming on your form, and people will see like, okay, my form is executing correct, and they are adding right data on their incident. All right, this will make sure the people enter the correct data.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you can see there are more methods as part of client script. You can see gform dot set value, gform dot show field message, and there are many, like you can like use like flash show field message. You can get field value information, get value. You can change a field value, like you can just set some value or clear some value. Okay.
Yep.
And you can change a choice list, like you can remove options or clear options or add options as well. And you can get some information from existing forms, like you can get the sections, like how many sections will be there. You can get those sections as well, and you can define the conditions based on those section names as well. And here you can get the new record, whether the current record is new or not. You can check this also as part of our g underscore form methods. And you can see we have add clear form messages, like you can see add form message, clear all form messages. can use glide form methods various ways. So there would be more which you can use. This is just a sample thing which is written here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are having reference field names. So gform object method refer to fields by their field name, not their label. So like whenever you are creating any client script, so this is the caller field. You have to use the backend value like database value caller underscore ID. If you are using client script for this caller field, so you have to use this backend value of this particular field. Like you have to use caller underscore id. If suppose you have to fetch the value, so you have to use gform dot get value, and inside that you have to pass this field value like caller underscore id. So in that case you will get the right data for that particular field. All right.
Yep.
I will show you how you can use this in our demo session. So now I have already explained these things. So I will cover in our demo session as well, those get value functionality. Again, we are getting the value as part of text field. So it will return text, and we can return like choice. When we are getting the value from choice list, it will return the backend value. You will see that urgency is set to 1 high, but backend value will be 1. So it as soon as we are returning any impact urgency priority field, so we will get the backend value, like what is the exact value for that particular choice. So any field of choice type list will be returning the backend value. All right.
Yeah.
And if we talk about like reference field, so reference field will provide us the sysID of that particular user. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So this way you can return the sysID. So there is like other way, like you have to fetch the name, exact name of this caller. So we can also do that. But we are explaining like if just we are using gform.getValue caller ID, it will return as a sysID. All right.
Yeah.
So this is all about like glide form and glide methods, which is used as part of glide form. So now we are going to jump for our demo session, like how we can utilize all types of client script. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I will use which form? Yeah, I will use my incident form for all these things. So now this is our form. You can see. So now you can see how we can create let me open a problem table. Actually, a lot of scripts are already there running on this. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our problem form. All right. So now we will try to execute all types of client script one by one. All right. Now you can see this is our form. Now I will right click, configure, and I will click on client script. All right. So this is our client script. Some of the client scripts are already there because those are out of the box client script which is written. So suppose like I will use a new one. You can see we have some pre-filled values like active as true, global as also true, and we can define the name here, and we can table is already populated because we have used configuration forms for problem table. So now here I will just write a name, execute client script on load. All right, so now I will select all. You can see there are three options: desktop, mobile service portal, and all. So most of the time, like we can make like our activity so that it can be used both place if you are using it in service portal and in backend UI. So most of the time you should make a practice to select UI type as all, because many times you will spend a lot of time. Where is the problem? It is coming, it is executing client script on desktop side, but it is not working on portal. So you will waste a lot of time doing that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can see we are having all four types here, right?
Yeah.
So now I will select onload. As soon as I have selected onload, you can see this.
Script. Yeah.
Yeah. So this method is auto populated onload, and we can see we don't have any argument coming here, so we can directly write our script whatever we have to write. And this application will be set as global, and active will be like if this active is checked, so this client script will execute always. But if it is unchecked, suppose, then you can assume like this client script is deactivated, it will not be used.
Yeah.
And we have this inherited, so we will not use it generally because it will apply to the extended tables. It is also having we can, if we will mark it as checked, so whatever client script will be there, it will be executing about for this particular table as well from parent. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the global field which is checked, and this global will be like running throughout the system. If we will mark it as unchecked, so we have to define which view this client script will be executed. So we will be executing this client script through global. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And we can define for what purpose our client script is executed, and we can define the message for this particular client script as well. All right. So
Yeah.
now let me switch to our scripting side. So this is the onload script, and now we will just type g underscore form. Okay, so now I have typed this glide form. All right, and
Mm-hmm.
you can see this is automatically turned into italics, right? So this way you can identify, okay, I have written the correct tag. And as soon as I will click dot here, you can see we have,
Methods.
yeah, we have lot of methods coming here, and we can utilize all those methods. So you have seen in my slide, there was not all the methods displaying there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here you can see there are a lot of messages coming on. So suppose like I will use a message one. So suppose you can see I have just typed add. So we are having four types of or three types of message thing which we can use, like add error message or info message. Okay, error message will return our message on red, and info message will turn our message on blue. So let me click on info message, and I will type this is info message. And same way, if I have to click on gform dot add error message, and we can define this is error message. All right, and now you can see we can like comment our code, and we can like disable highlighting and script formatting. So this way we can utilize these all things, and we can we click here, so our code is formatted. Previously our code was not formatted. You will see
Yeah.
this is not correct, but if we will click here, it will be auto formatted. All right,
Mm-hmm.
let's try to save this and see what is our result. So this
This
client
is
script, yeah. So this client script will be running on onload. So what will happen? You can tell me what will happen here.
when we try open the form that will display this is info message and this is error message
All right. So let
when the
me,
form is loading.
okay. So let us try to execute. Okay. You can see this message is only displayed when our form is loaded. Initially,
Yeah.
it was not loading, right?
Mm.
And you will see that info message will be coming on blue box
Mm-hmm.
and error message will be coming on red box.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be the identification. Okay, this is just an info message and this is some error message. They have to do something right for this, right?
Mm.
So they will identify. So let me try to add some more methods on onload client script only. Gform dot get value. We will get some value from the field.
We need to insert the field name.
Yeah, we will insert some field name. So let's suppose which field we can fetch. Let me try to fetch this category only. Okay, so we are having a database name of this
This
category.
category.
Yeah, so you can just copy this way and you can type here. And now this will be getting the value, but how it will be displayed, right? So we will just add an alert. Okay, just display this value, right?
Yep.
Because previously it will just get the value, but how it will be displayed. So we can use alert here. So there will be two things which will be executing. So like get value and alert at a similar time. So let me try to reload this form again. See, our
Mm.
alert is displayed as category software, and I will
Mm-hmm.
click on OK. Those two message will be displaying here, info message and error message, right?
Yep.
And if suppose we have to set some value like where we can set, okay, we can set our value in description as well or in problem statement as well. So let me use this code, use string one. Now we can set dot set value. You can see we are having set value. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now here you have to pass two parameters for setting the value. So this is the field name,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is the backend field name. And now what we have to update. So suppose I will add onload added. So I will just add this text. Okay. And now I will save this record again. And now you can see our code field is empty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now let us try to reload this form. You will get first alert message. As soon as I click on alert, you can see our string is added here, right?
Yep.
Previously it was not added. So
But
this
we
what,
haven't given the order, right? Like, it took the alert first and add info message.
yeah. So what happens is like whenever we are writing any alert is like independent thing. Alert will be always be executed first because what happens is like this after loading the form, those alert will not be displaying. So alert will be displayed first always whenever whether you use on top, whether you use on bottom. This alert will be coming on first place only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is like out of the box thing which always happens first.
Yep.
Okay, so if suppose any requirement comes other way, so you can execute and create your script the way the client wants. So that is completely fine. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You will not get such a requirement like first some value has to be set and then you have to display alert. That will not be a case anytime because the requirement will be there that way, like it will work as an same way. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because this alert also will not be used much. It will be just for info message or okay, are you filling the correct information? They will just set okay or cancel like that. All right.
Yeah.
So are you clear about it?
Yep.
So I will show you one more glide user thing. So this glide user method, you can see how much method we are having. This is what is glide user. First I will explain you what is glide user. Glide user will fetch the information from the logged in user. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose if you will see, we will get the full name. So here also we have to display alert, and we will see what is the guser dot get full name. What it will return. It will not return anything from problem. It will return the thing from the logged in user. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So let me reload the form. So there will be two alerts coming first. This software one, another would be system administrator. You
Mm-hmm.
can see I am logged in with system administrator, right?
Yeah.
So now you can see our system administrator is populated. I will click on OK. You can see our onload code added here,
Yep.
right? So do you have any questions on this glide user method or
Mm-hmm.
glide form method? So there
No.
would be a lot of, you can try it from your end as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you try to create. I will see like tomorrow whether you have used some of the examples. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I want the method to be used which I have not used here. All
Mm-hmm.
right. You
Okay.
have to use other methods,
Yep.
right? And you can show me like you have executed this client script, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the same day, if like you will perform some exercise as well, so it will be good for you because you will remember it as soon
Yep.
as, yeah, because you will try it and after that we go in other next session, so that would be good that way
Mm-hmm.
only,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right? Because session wise I will give you the sessions and you will forget in some day, so that is not good, right?
Yeah.
So you have to practice all types of client script today. So this is just onload, and I will tell you how we can utilize on change client script. All right,
Mm-hmm.
let me first deactivate this one and I will create new one. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so let me remove this and let me create new client script that will be for,
On change.
yeah, let me do for on submit first. It will not take much time. So only change will happen like initially previously we have used type as onload. Now
That
we
the
will
form
select,
is submitting.
yeah. So we will select on submit one. Now you can see our function is already auto populated here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here also you will get all the methods from
Yeah.
glide form. Whatever you was getting on onload, same you will get here as well. No change of any method. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You can utilize same kind of thing while submission also. You can show error box or you can validate such thing. So I will show you what will happen here generally. Suppose let me open any problem, and now I will show. Suppose this field is a code and we have assigned to assignment group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I will use this assignment group field first. So suppose this is our field name. So this is the backend name which we will use in our script. So we will store the value. Okay. Assignment group equal to g underscore form dot get value. This is the assignment group value, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now what I will check here is like if a and assignment group object equal to null. We will return it as false. All right.
Yeah.
So this is the code formatted, and now I will save this and I will uh, reload at least for once, and we will submit. So like test on submit. So I will try to save it, or like it is anything. You can click on update, save, submit. So this on submit client script will execute all three ways.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I have clicked on save, what happened here? Okay, so let us check what happened here. In that case, first, like I will set check what I am getting in my alert. Which this is the probable best way to check or debug your client script. You can put an alert and check why our client script was not executed. So let me check on our script. Everything is fine or not? Yeah. Tables type is on submit. Yeah, everything is fine. And now let me try to submit again. Okay, we are getting null here. Okay, you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Let me reload this form. Our value is saved and it was just showing as null, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this should execute. Uh, okay, and now I will try. So now you can see we can add the message is showing please fill assignment group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have clicked on all. So nothing is happening here, right? So we have to, and it is set as null, and we have displayed the alert like please fill assignment group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And same way, if suppose we don't have to use this, you can use and set value as well. Gform dot set value on submit. This is the string, so I will add single quotes or double quotes here. Now I will save it, and now let me reload the form first. You can see our form was not submitted. I have written testing, right? Last
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not changed the any value because we have returned it false. So after returning false, nothing will be saved on the form, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now let us check our existing one. So I have added testing again, and I will save it, and you will see the code is set as set on submit, right?
Mm.
This value is set. All right, so you can use multiple methods here like glide form dot. You can utilize all those message methods. All right.
Yeah.
So I want you to use 4 5 methods for all the examples for glide form and glide
Mm.
user.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For all types of client script, like I have used like get full name. So you can use first name, last name, username. All right.
Yep.
So this way you can use your on submit client script. So let me deactivate this as well and let's try to switch on another type of client script.
On change.
Yeah. So this is quite interesting and many times this will be used
Yeah.
because
Because we
this,
changed the field
yeah.
values and we wanted to put alerts.
Now we can select UI type as all and we will try to select our type as on change. And now you will see we have to define which field value change you have to execute your client script, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me open any problem record and we will see. Okay, so we will utilize this category field. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we can select category. As soon as category is changed, at that point of time, this client script will get executed. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see we have old value, new value. All right. So you can directly get, if I put certain alert here. So now it's not required you can to use any get value because we have already set the field here, right?
Yeah.
For old value, new value, it will automatically take the value from category field only.
Mm.
All right, so let me alert both the values, new value and old value, right?
Yeah.
So you will see how this will work. Let me reload this form. Now, where we have written our client script, can you tell me?
Category.
Okay, so what, how it will execute, what I
Like
have to
when
do.
if we change, for instance, network to any other thing, it will
Okay,
display the two things, network and the other category value alert.
okay. So now I will select software
Yeah.
and you can see our old value is network
Yep.
and new value is software,
Yep.
right? So this is executed correctly, right?
Mm.
So this way we can utilize our on change client script
These
and
things will say, like, if you change some urgency impact of that
yeah, yeah,
urgency, it will
definitely.
populate some information like, are you sure?
Yeah,
Are you doing the right way? Some sort of.
yeah.
That's why on change.
Yeah, yeah. So we can utilize in any field. So it's just category. I
Mm.
have used category. You can use on suppose impact, urgency, priority,
Mm.
assignment group, service offering, on change of configuration item, on change of problem statement, on change of description, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
on change of any information which is there in
Mm-hmm.
any of the field. You can use and select that field here
Mm-hmm.
and then you can play around with old value, new value. You don't have to do gform dot get value.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, you don't have to do that thing anymore.
Okay.
All right. You
Yeah.
either you can execute directly or you can set the old value to certain field or you can set some new value or you can do some alert. Here also you will be able to use set value. Okay, you can use get value, get control, get decimal value, get option, get sections, get table name. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as you will see what this method does. As soon
Mm-hmm.
as we will click on dot and we will hover to this. Suppose we will select error message display and error message at the top of the form, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can click on info message. You will see what it does exactly.
Yeah.
Clear message, remove message that were previously added with error message, info message. Clear options, what it does. Clear value, what it does. Enable, disable, attachment, flash, action name, boolean value, get control. This way you can get all the method details for what purpose those methods are used. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is really interesting one. Okay, so you can, so there would be something you have to do after this session. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to create four type of client script. Okay, and you have
Mm-hmm.
to use glide form and glide user on
Mm-hmm.
each type of client script. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we will start our next session, so you can ask me any doubt or like what problem you have faced and how you have to overcome. So at that point of time, it will be very good next
Mm-hmm.
session,
Yeah.
right? You will be on much clear mode, like, okay,
But
what I
we
have to do.
haven't done anything for answer edit.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. That's just, I was
Okay.
just explaining you like what you have to do after this session today.
Okay. Okay. Yep.
Okay, so here, so this on change client script is very much useful.
So
If I
when
tell you,
when we use like a multiple conditions, so we will use if else in the client script, right?
yeah, that is always an option. You can use if block, else block, anything.
Mm.
All right, you can execute condition if suppose uh, our field name is changing is category. So we are changing this category field, but we have to make change only when our priority is P1,
Mm-hmm.
right? So our P1. So at that point of time, we can check here, suppose G underscore form, or you can do one thing, you can declare an object for priority. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
priority equal to G underscore form dot get value. Okay, so you can see we are getting parameters here. We can define field name, right? It will return as a string. So I will select priority because I remember backend value name, so I don't want to get into that. Okay, I equal to 1. So this integer will check always and this way only. If it would be string, we would be using double quotes or single quotes, right?
Mm-hmm.
If suppose priority is P1, so here we can define some alert, uh, or we can perform any action here. Your priority at 2 1. This is just a message that doesn't indicate any proper requirement. All right,
Mm-hmm.
that is just for understanding purpose. So let me first, okay, let me first save this record. All right, we have saved our record and this priority is P1. Now we will try to change our category. We will select suppose database. So that message will always be coming first because previous value is software and new value would be database. All right. And now your priority is set to 1. Okay, this is just a message because this priority condition we have checked, right? You will see we have checked our priority as 1 here, right? Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I will show if suppose this condition is not fulfilled, suppose there is a priority 2, so it will not show an error. Priority 2 or 3, whatever it is, it will not show an error. So I will try to save this again and execute. So you will not get that priority P1 message, you will not get an error.
Yeah.
Let me click on hardware. So new value, old value, new value, and that's it. It will not be executing this part
Yeah.
because this is checking the priority P1.
Yeah.
So you can execute this way. And this condition you can write everywhere. Like you can use this condition in onload client script. Okay, on submit client script also you can check the condition same way. All
Mm-hmm.
right. This is the best way you can check the like you declare an object for particular value, and then you can check the value on if block, and you can just alert. That's it.
Yep.
So there is like a very easy script. So we will not go much deeper dive because initial script you will go to some complex thing, then
Mm-hmm.
it will be good because from basic to like complex it is good to use, right?
Yeah.
You can just try and use it. All right.
Yeah.
So now